Have you ever scrolled through your feed, seen a picture of a celebrity couple looking absolutely perfect on the red carpet, and thought, wow, they're the real deal. They're beautiful, successful, and seem madly in love. Fast forward a few months, and suddenly headlines are screaming about their shocking split. It leaves us all wondering, why do Hollywood's golden couples, the ones who seem to have it all, so often fall apart? Is there a curse in Tinseltown, or is something much more complex happening behind the glamorous facade? Today, we're pulling back the velvet curtain to explore the intense pressures and unique challenges that make celebrity relationships so fragile. It's not just about cheating scandals or differences. The reasons are woven into the very fabric of Hollywood itself. So grab your popcorn, because we're diving deep into why these picture-perfect love stories often have a surprisingly short shelf life. Let's start with the most obvious culprit, the relentless 24/7 media scrutiny. Imagine every single moment of your relationship being a potential headline. Every coffee run, every argument overheard, every time you're not holding hands, it's all fodder for tabloids and social media speculation. This creates an environment where a small, normal disagreement can be blown into a full-blown crisis. Privacy, a cornerstone of building trust and intimacy in any relationship, becomes a luxury that most celebrity couples simply can't afford. They are constantly performing, not just in their movies, but in their daily lives. This pressure to maintain a perfect public image can be exhausting and ultimately suffocating. The need to always be on prevents them from having the quiet, unobserved moments that are essential for any real connection to grow and deepen. Then there's the sheer logistics of a Hollywood career. Think about it. Actors spend months, sometimes even years, on opposite sides of the world, filming on location. They're working incredibly long, grueling hours, often surrounded by a new cast and crew. This isn't your typical business trip. They're often required to form intense emotional bonds with their co-stars to create believable on-screen chemistry. Lines can get blurred. Long-distance relationships are tough for anyone, but when you add in time zone differences, demanding schedules, and the temptation that naturally comes with being in close quarters with other attractive, talented people, the strain becomes immense. It takes an incredible amount of trust and communication to navigate this. And even the strongest couples can find the distance in the nature of the work chipping away at their foundation. It's a classic case of out of sight, out of mind, but amplified by a factor of 1,000. Another huge factor is the collision of two massive careers. And, let's be honest, two massive egos. In Hollywood, success is measured by star power, box office numbers, and awards. When you have two A-listers in one relationship, a natural sense of competition can arise. Whether they admit it or not, who's getting the better roles, whose movie is making more money, who's getting more media attention. While a supportive partner is the ideal, it's human nature to feel a sting of professional jealousy. This can create a subtle, toxic dynamic where one person's success feels like a threat to the others. The balance of power can shift with every new project, creating instability. A healthy relationship requires both partners to be each other's biggest cheerleaders. But in the cutthroat world of Hollywood, that can be a very difficult role to play consistently, especially when your own career is on the line. Let's also talk about the Hollywood bubble. Celebrities live in a world that is fundamentally different from ours. They are surrounded by people agents, managers, publicists, assistants whose job is to say yes and cater to their every need. This can create a skewed sense of reality and entitlement. When two people accustomed to getting their own way come together, compromise can feel like a foreign concept. Normal relationship skills, like learning to negotiate, yield, and put your partner's needs before your own, might be underdeveloped. They're used to being the center of their own universe. Merging two universes into one cohesive world requires a level of self-awareness and humility that the celebrity lifestyle doesn't always encourage. When conflict arises, their first instinct might be to retreat to their own corners, surrounded by their own teams, rather than working through the problem together. Furthermore, the rapid pace of fame can dramatically change a person. Someone might enter a relationship as a relatively unknown actor and then overnight become a global superstar thanks to a blockbuster hit. This sudden shift can completely alter their personality, priorities, and lifestyle. The person their partner fell in love with might seem to disappear, replaced by someone who is now navigating a world of immense fame, temptation, and pressure. The original dynamic of the relationship gets thrown out of balance. The partner who isn't experiencing the same meteoric rise can feel left behind, insecure, or like they no longer fit into this new glamorous life. It is incredibly difficult for a relationship to survive when the two people within it are evolving at such drastically different rates and in opposite directions. And we can't ignore the financial aspect. With great fame comes great fortune, and mixing love with multi-million-dollar contracts can get messy. Prenuptial agreements are standard, which from the very beginning introduces a conversation about the relationship's potential failure. While practical, it's not exactly romantic. When a split does happen, the process of dividing enormous assets multiple homes. Stocks, production companies turns the breakup into a business negotiation. Lawyers get involved, teams take sides, and what was once a private, personal matter becomes a public legal battle fought in the headlines. This process can breed so much resentment and bitterness that any chance of an amicable separation, let alone a friendship, is completely destroyed. The money that provided a life of luxury can become the very thing that makes the end so toxic and painful. So when you see that next perfect couple on the cover of a magazine, maybe look at it with a little more empathy. They aren't just characters in a fairy tale. They real people trying to make a relationship work under some of the most extraordinary and challenging circumstances imaginable. The constant glare of the spotlight, the forced separations, the professional rivalries, and the distorting effect of fame create a perfect storm that very few relationships can weather. It's a testament to the strength of their connection when any of them actually do last. The odds are stacked against them from day one. Thank you so much for watching and diving into the complexities of Hollywood love with me. It's a fascinating and often heartbreaking world. If you found this interesting, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into culture and entertainment. Let me know in the comments which celebrity breakup surprised you the most. See you in the next video.